Hello guys, so in the role-based authorization strategy, we are going to apply the permissions at the role level, okay, not at the user level. So in our organization, we can have multiple roles, right? So there can be developers, QAs, DevOps engineers, okay. So let's say I have developers, okay, so I have 10 users with the developer role, okay. So whatever permissions or access levels I am going to apply to this dev role will be applicable to all the 10 users, okay. All these 10 developers will have the same access or same permissions whatever we will apply to this dev role, okay. Similarly for QA role, if I apply some permissions, all these permissions will be applicable to all QA, means all 10 users, and whatever permissions I will give to the DevOps role will be applicable to all the 3 users. So to understand this, let's take a simple example. Let's say we have 10 users with the dev role. So all these developers should only be able to build and configure or delete the job under the dev team folder. So they will have access to all the Jenkins jobs, whatever available on your Jenkins server. But if they want to build or configure or delete any Jenkins jobs, they can do for only the Jenkins jobs which are available under the dev team folder. Okay. Similarly, for the QA, they should only be build, configure, and delete the jobs under the QA team folder. Okay, so this is just a basic example we are going to see by which we can understand what is role-based authorization strategy. Okay, how we can apply it, and we are going to verify it at the different users. So these are the steps we need to follow. Okay, so first we required multiple users. Okay, so we already seen how we can create the user. So on my Jenkins, I have few users already created. So I can go to the manage users. Okay, so currently I have 3 users. So this auto user 1 AJ is admin, and I have dev user 1, QA user 1. Okay, so let us create few more. Okay, so we have 2 users with the DevOps role, then 2 developers and 2 QA engineers. Okay, so first we need to install one plugin for this role-based authorization strategy. Okay, so before we apply that authorization strategy, we need to install this plugin, role-based authorization strategy plugin. So just copy this name and we need to go to the manage Jenkins, manage plugin, go to the available, and here we can search the plugin. Okay, so role-based authorization strategy. So this plugin enables user authorization using a role-based strategy. Okay, so we can define these roles globally or a particular Jenkins jobs or a node selected by the regular expression. Okay, so we will see that. So just select this checkbox and install without restart. So let's restart the Jenkins. So I will log in with my admin user. So let's verify the installation for the plugin. So just go to the manage Jenkins and go to the configure global security. So there should be an option under authorization at the end, role based authorization. So currently it is not showing. So let's go to the manage Jenkins again and let's see what happens to our plugin. So it should be available in the install tab now. Okay, it is installed, but it is disabled. Okay, so we need to enable it. Let's restart it. So after restart, if we go to the manage Jenkins again, configure global security. So this time you will see this option available here. Okay, so after installation of the plugin, you will see role-based strategy available under the authorization in the configure global security. Okay, so you need to select this box and click on apply and save. Okay, so we have turned on the role-based strategy now. So after turning on the strategy, you need to apply the different roles and apply the permissions, right? So for that purpose, you will see under security, this new option is added. Okay, after you turn on the role-based strategy. Okay, so just select this option So from here we are able to manage the roles, we can assign the roles and role strategy macros. Okay, so these two things are important as of now. So from the manage roles I can add the different roles in my company. Okay, developer, QA, DevOps engineer. So from here I am going to add these roles and I will give the permissions to the roles, and from assign roles I am going to add or assign the roles to the different users. Okay, and then we will log in with that users, and we will verify the authorization, okay, access levels. So first let's go and create the roles. So from the global roles here you need to add the roles first. So from here I will add dev, then I will add the QA role. Okay, and then I have DevOps role. So by default you can see admin user is available here, which have all the access levels. So admin will be able to access everything in your Jenkins. Okay, so let's give the overall read permission to the dev, QA and DevOps roles users. Okay, so just select this checkbox for the read, and for admin this checkbox should be selected. So for the Jenkins jobs I will give only the discover. Okay, so all these users will be able to discover all the Jenkins jobs. Okay, I will give the read permission and they will be able to access the workspace for that Jenkins jobs. Okay, so from here I am not giving any permission related to the build the jobs or configure any jobs, create any new Jenkins job or delete it. Okay, so I have given only the discover and read permission and access the workspace. So once you added this role, just go down and click on apply and save. Okay, so we have successfully added our roles. So now we need to add which user is QA, which user is developer. Okay, so for that just go to the assign roles. So under this global roles we will be able to add the different users, and we need to provide the different role to that users. Okay, so by default auto user one, which is a admin, so that's why this checkbox is selected. Okay, so make sure not to uncheck this checkbox. Okay, otherwise you will not be able to access this Jenkins with the admin. So let's add our user now. So we have QA user 1, I have QA user 2. Similarly let's add the developers. So after adding the users, we just need to mention which user is QA and which user is developer. Okay, so these two QA user and user 2 are QA, right? So I will assign this QA role to them. Then for this two developers I will select this checkbox. Okay, so both the users are developers and these are the DevOps engineers, so I will select this checkbox. Okay, and I will click on apply and save. So let's log in with different users now. So I will go to the Jenkins. So from here I will log in with QA user 1. In another browser I will log in with the developer. Okay, so let's try to verify the access levels. So on left hand side you can see manage Jenkins or other create view or new item button is not available. Okay, because we have applied the permission from this manage roles to the developer and QA engineers, and we have given them discover, read and workspace permissions. Okay, so these users, all the users with the developers, DevOps and QA engineer will be able to discover the Jenkins jobs only. Okay, they won't be able to configure or they won't be able to build any Jenkins jobs. Okay, they cannot delete any Jenkins job. So same we can verify here. So I am logged in with the QA user 1, and I will go to the any Jenkins job now. Let's say I will go to the integration server, sanity. So on left hand side I don't see any configure button, build now button, okay, delete Jenkins job button. Okay, so I only have the workspace folder here. So all these users have only the read permission for all the Jenkins jobs. Okay, so even they go to the QA team Jenkins jobs, they cannot build it. Okay, they cannot configure it. So I have applied the permission to the dev role, right? DevOps and QA. So if you log in with the other QA engineers or developer roles user, they should not be able to build or configure or delete any Jenkins jobs. So I will log in with the second user, QA user 2. Okay, so this user also should not be able to build any Jenkins jobs. So I hope this is clear what is the role-based authorization strategy. Okay, this is just a simple example. Now we are going to see this scenario. So for all these developer, QA and DevOps engineer roles, we have given only the read permission for all the Jenkins jobs available on our Jenkins server. Okay, so now what I want is all the developers should able to build, configure or delete any Jenkins jobs available in the dev team folder. Okay, so for this purpose I need to use the regular expression. So let's see this practically now. So for the second scenario we need to use this item roles section. Okay, so we have seen this global roles. Now we need to use this item roles. So here also I will add the role first. So I have dev, and developer should able to access the Jenkins jobs available in the dev team folder. So let's say this is the developer user, and if he go to the dev team folder Jenkins jobs, he should be able to build, configure or delete these Jenkins jobs. Okay, so whatever jobs will be available under dev team, he should be able to configure it, delete it or build it. Okay, so that kind of authorization or permission we are going to give. So this is the dev role, and how we can use the regular expression. You just have to give the pattern here. Okay, so as you can see, our folder name is dev underscore team, and here I will give the pattern like dev dot star. Okay, so whatever Jenkins items are there which are starting from the dev, okay, and after dev there can be anything, there can be digit or there can be any special symbol or any other character. So all those items will be considered as the DevOps role items. So all the developers will be able to access or manage all the items, okay, having this pattern. So I will click on add. Okay, so if you click on this pattern now, Jenkins will show you what are the matching projects. So this is the dev team folder which is matching, and there is also dev 1 and dev 2 Jenkins jobs under this dev team folder. Okay, so this dev 1 and dev 2 also comes under this pattern. Okay, dev dot start. That's why it is showing this matching projects. Okay, I will click on OK, and here I will give the permission now. Okay, so currently developer is not able to build any Jenkins jobs available in the dev team folder. Okay, so now I will give the permission. Let's say for the Jenkins job he should be able to build it or cancel any build or configure it. I'm not giving any create permission here. I will give the delete permission as well, and read, workspace and discover. So all the users with this dev role will be able to manage all the Jenkins items with this pattern. Okay, so I will click on apply and save. So after you added the item roles, just go to the assign roles now, and again go to the item roles now. Okay, so here we need to add the user now. So here I am adding dev user 1 and dev user 2. Okay, so both the users are developer. Okay, so in manage roles we have added the item roles dev with this pattern, and in the assign roles we have added the users for that dev role. Okay, so both the users are developer now, and if I go to the dev user 1, now currently you can see there is no build button or configure button for all the Jenkins jobs for this dev, under the dev team folder. Okay, so if I refresh the page, now this user should able to build this job, configure or delete this project. And if this developer go to the any other folder Jenkins jobs, again that global roles permissions will be applicable. Okay, so if we go to the QA team Jenkins jobs, you will not see any build button, configure button here. Okay, so we have given the permission for all the developer roles users. They can only build, configure or delete Jenkins jobs available under the dev team folder with this pattern, and all the Jenkins jobs with the dev.star pattern. Okay, so that's why this developer user is able to build now, configure or delete this project. So same we can do for the QA users also. So I will go to the manage roles again, and in the item roles I will add the QA role now. And for this QA, our folder is QA team, right? QA underscore team. Okay, so I will give QA dot star. Click on add. So I will give this build permission, again cancel, configure, delete the project, discover and read. Okay, so all the users with the QA role will be able to build, configure, cancel and delete Jenkins projects, okay, with this pattern. So I will click on apply and save. So now go to the assign roles and let's add the user. So we have this QA role now, so we need to add the users which are QA. So our QA users are QA user 1 and QA user 2. So both the users are QA. Click on apply and save. Okay, so I have logged in with the QA user 2 now, and if I go to the QA1 jobs, now I am able to see the build now, configure and delete project option. Okay, and for any other Jenkins jobs, this QA will not be able to build these Jenkins jobs. Okay, so that is what our scenario and basic example to understand this role-based authorization strategy. So all the users with the developer role will be able to build, configure and delete Jenkins jobs under the dev team folder. Okay, so that's for this we have used the pattern like this, dev dot star. Okay, similarly for QA, all the QA role users will be able to access the Jenkins jobs from the QA team folder. They can delete it, they can configure and build the Jenkins jobs. So for that purpose we have used this QA dot star pattern. Okay, so same we can do the setting for these DevOps engineers also. They should only be able to configure, build and delete the Jenkins jobs available in the DevOps item folder. So from the Jenkins, if you want to see which project items will be applicable, then you can just click on the pattern here. So with this pattern, what matching projects we have in the Jenkins, that will be shown here. Okay, so it is quite useful. So using this role-based authorization strategy, it is very easy to manage the permissions for the different users with the role-based authorization. So if I want to change any user to different role, then I can do it very easily. Okay, so just we need to change the role. So for example, I will go to the assign roles and let's say the dev user which was previously a developer, I will make him the QA. Okay, or otherwise we have the developer user 1 here, right? So I will make developer user 1 as a QA now. Okay, I will unselect this checkbox. Okay, so whatever permission currently he have for the Jenkins jobs under dev team folder again will be revoked. So I will go to the here and I will click on apply and save. Okay, so let's try to verify it. So now you can see all these permissions has gone now. Okay, so this dev user 1 is now QA, so he should be able to configure or build the jobs under the QA team folder now. Okay, so all these options are available here. Okay, so you just need to manage the roles, okay, user roles from here. Okay, so you can have multiple roles in your actual projects. Okay, so using this role-based authorization strategy, it is very easy to manage the different permissions for the Jenkins jobs, and you can manage all the permission for other things also. Okay, so we just have seen for the Jenkins jobs. So same you can do for the credentials, then these Jenkins agents, then run permission, then views. Okay, so some users can able to create the views or configure the views. So all these things you can manage from this global roles and item roles. Okay, and for the nodes on which we can run our automation or we can build our Jenkins jobs, same we can do for this node also. So you just need to add the roles and add the pattern, and this pattern will be related to the nodes. Okay, so when you create the node, you will provide some name to that node, right? So you need to give the pattern such that it will match to the corresponding node. Okay, and that user will only be able to configure or connect or delete that agent, okay, matching with that pattern. So this thing you can do on your own. Try to explore these things. So thanks for watching guys. I will see you in the next video soon.